Today we're looking at good old Mirage, a very old set of Magic the Gathering, and frankly, one of the older phases of Magic the Gathering as they created phasing. I'm going to start off with Teferi's Isle. This is a legendary land with the phasing mechanic, which I have to say, aged terribly. I'm not going to say Mirage the set aged badly. A lot of great cards that came out of it. But holy crap, if you played with phasing once, you already knew that it was junk. Teferi's Isle comes into play tapped, which is not too bad, given that it taps to add double blue to your mana pool. But because it has phasing, it phases in or out before you untap during each of your untap steps. While it's phased out, it's treated as though it doesn't exist. So it's like coming into play super tapped because you can't add the mana immediately when you play it. And also by next turn, it's going to phase out, so you still don't have access to the mana. If you're going to play with this card, make sure you play it with Amulet of Vigor. Okay, yeah, phasing is rarely good. What do you mean by rarely good? Can you give me a situation where it is good? I can think of maybe very, very few cards. You know, as a combat trick, it's fine. But if it's just stapled on the card, like it's going to happen over and over again, that is terrible. I've played with Slip Out the Back many a times, and that was like transforming phasing from a bad mechanic to something actually playable. It was an amazing design at the time. What, just the idea? The idea of phasing is fantastic, but playing with it, being able to attack with my creature once every second turn, not nearly as good. Oh, wow. Okay, so anyway, Teferi's Isle. I think some people actually play with Teferi's Isle, so I'm going to say this card is actually sort of okay, but it's still a really slow soul land. Mercenary with the Lion's Eye Diamond. Now, funny thing about this card is it was terrible when it first came out. This is absolutely terrible. Just funny to say about what is now a $750 card. 0 mana artifact, sack it, discard your hand, add 3 mana of any one color to your mana pool, place ability only as a mana source. So they tried to fix Black Lotus. Oh boy, did they, and it was just borderline garbage. Now the reason it was trash, because back then you couldn't really play anything from your graveyard. Now, today, you can flashback stuff from your graveyard. This is actually really good. In fact, Lion's Eye Diamond will help you in 2 ways. It'll help you discard the things that you want to cast from your graveyard and then actually cast them. So this card now ends up being insane. Yeah, it dangers after the, how much did it change after the errata? It's like discard your hand, sack this artifact, add 3 mana of any one color, activate only as an instant. Discard your hand, add 3 mana to your mana pool, place ability as I don't know what did they errated here that was significantly different. I mean, it's not the same. It's definitely not worded the same. I don't know how it used to work out, but I also know strategically back then it was not particularly useful either. So this card actually did age well, very bizarrely. Works for Madness, that's good. Madness people like this card. John with the Hall of Gemstone. It's just Black Lotus with a bonus? What's that bonus? You discard your hand. Hall of Gemstone is a 3 mana enchant world. At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a color. Until end of turn, lands tap for mana. So, mana produced mana of the chosen color instead of any other. This is worded so stupidly. Can anyone else read this? At the beginning of each player's upkeep, that player chooses a color. Until end of turn, lands tap for mana produce mana of the chosen color instead of any other color. It's like a tongue twister. It does make sense, but it's far more of a tongue twister than I would like it to be. I think this card is cool. Like I say, it's broken. It's more of a commander card by today's standards, but this card is not useless. Gilliam says, changing from a mana source to an instant changed a lot of the interactions. Oh, interesting. So, like, now you could... Before, you could not voluntarily crack it? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like, you have to cast something and in response, crack this to add mana? It's a bit weird. Okay, that would completely change it, though. We got Abel with Tanawa. I remember this card. It's my favorite commander when mixed with things like Sunder, Evacuate, and Sway of the Stars. Tanawa is a 5 mana 7/7 phasing trampler. It is a legendary creature. At the beginning of your upkeep, all lands you control phase out. Why? At the beginning of your upkeep? Do they ever phase back in? The beginning of your upkeep. I don't get this card. It's like at the beginning of your upkeep, all lands you control. So they phase back in next turn, but then at the beginning of my upkeep, they still phase out. But I got a 7/7. Is this card literally telling me I only have my mana at the upkeep and then it's toast every single turn? Lord Jerixa says mana source to instant, meaning you can't use it in response to split second cards or some other abilities. Well, that changes a little bit. Gillum says you can't activate in the middle of casting a spell from your hand to pay for its cost. Okay, if you could use to do that, I had no idea if you could use to do that or not. I'm guessing the case was you could. Devs, Mercenary says, this is when the devs were afraid of power creeping creatures. Yeah, so they really toned it down. Well, I mean, we had some power creep creatures, didn't we? Didn't we have the Juzam Dijin at this point? Big deal. Abel says, phase out permanents, phase back in on your next turn at the beginning of untap. Correct. Since Tanawa also has phasing, it'll phase out every other turn opposite of your lands. Oh! That is right. Okay, interesting. Okay, so once every other turn, you get your lands back. Funny stuff. Okay, next up, we got a super chat from Kagan. Thank you very much for your super chat. Circle of Despair. The first twist on Circle of Protection. So we've got a 3 mana enchantment, pay 1, sacrifice a creature, prevent all damage any creature or player, prevent all damage to any creature or player from any one source. This is terrible. This is like a strictly worse Circle of Protection, period. I have to sack my creatures to protect other creatures? Seems like a rotten deal. This is awful. I think I don't know for sure if this is aged badly. Maybe in a token deck they would love this, and also it also helps that this card is in the Orzhov colors, which, you know, like Orzhov, they love their tokens, they love their creature tokens, so maybe that actually works out for them. Tano is not such a bad donation target. Gillum's like got some ideas. Leon Corgi with the Afterlife. White still does this today, but it stopped doing it for a while. Okay, Afterlife is a 3 mana instant. Destroy target creature. It can't be regenerated. Its controller creates a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. This actually is a very blue-like spell. This is what blue does. Blue now destroys creatures, and you get a creature token to replace it. It's not so that white actually doesn't do this all that much anymore. I think if white did anything like this, it's closer to exiling. I think. That being said, you know, in Commander, you are absolutely desperate for any sort of removal. Are you? This is white we're talking about. White can destroy anything or exile anything. Okay, so it's probably like not such a great card for white. It would look better if like it was in red or blue or green. Like those colors have trouble destroying anything. They have a lot of trouble. Okay, next up. Removal is removal. Yeah, but the thing is, in white you have a lot of options. I swear to God, you have better options than this. I could be wrong. I have a feeling I'm not, though. The art is disgusting. There's just some dead person and some fairy coming to like eat on it or something. I don't know. Okay, next up, we've got we do have a super chat from Phil Goat. Thank you so much for your super chat. Infernal Contract. Infernal Contract is a triple black sorcery from Mirage. We need the Mirage one. This is a Mirage show today. Pay half your life rounded up. Draw 4 cards. Good God, that's a lot of life. But you know what? That's also a lot of cards. So 20 in a 20 life game. 10 life, 4 cards, so it's basically 2.5 life per card. But then if you get to 10 life, it's 5 life per 4 cards. That's like closer to a deal, but still not pleasant. It was used in combo for the standard season. I don't doubt it. Like if you're playing a combo deck, you're gonna be desperate for any sort of card draw. There's probably a combo player salivating, but it's only 4 cards. But then again, if you're planning on winning the game that turn, then who cares? I imagine paying like a lot more life to tutor the cards that you need is better than this, but whatever. The Infernal Contract. You pay the life. You get what you hopefully get what you want. Alex says, new show idea. Cards you wish were X color. I wish propaganda was in black. That's interesting. You know what? I like that idea. I do like that. Maybe we're going to do it next Monday. Cards you wish were in another color. I like it. I like that idea a lot. All right. Next up, we've got Gillum. Whoops. The Afterlife art looks like some kind of moth, angel, fairy hybrid. Yeah, something like that. Gillum with Raging Spirit. Raging Spirit is a 4-mana 3/3. That's it. Spirit of some sort. 2 mana. Raging Spirit is colorless until end of turn. This is useless. I get it. Red had trouble versus Circle of Protection. This is not the way to go about it, though, in my opinion. Next up, we got Kagan with the Wellspring. Thank you very much for your super chat, Kagan. Your land? No, our land. You got to share it around here. Here's the Wellspring. 3 mana. It's an aura. We're going to enchant the land. When this aura enters, gain control of enchanted land until end of turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, untap enchanted land. You gain control of that land until end of turn. What? I wonder, did we ever do a show on stealing lands? That's probably worth something. There's not a whole. I would say there is a good chunk of land steal in within Magic. So at each of your turns, lose control of enchanted land. At the beginning of each of your turns, gain control of enchanted land. So are we just passing it back and forth? You know, we are sharing this land around here. Whitekill says Mirage was the set from which came flanking. Oh, you know, you're not kidding me. Okay, we'll take a look at the flanking card in a second. Soviet Kindred deck starts with Wellspring. Okay, we'll go with okay, let's move on with Burning Shield. This Wellspring card, by the way, I think is just jank. I don't know if it's actually good. Okay, Burning Shield Ascari from Whitekill. This is a 3 mana 2/2 Human Knight. Oh, it did it. Really? This is where flanking came from. I would say this is not the most useless mechanic, but I guess it didn't age well. Whenever a creature without flanking blocks this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. So it's like sort of an alternate way of getting the heads up on your opponent's creatures, just like First Strike. Maybe it's just a little bit more complicated. And also this card, by the way, for double red, gains First Strike until end of turn. First Strike plus flanking, that must have been an absolute combo. You shrink your creature and I get First Strike, so I hit you first. Next up, we got Abel with the Tombstone Stairwell. Thank you very much for your super chat. Underrated and very busted. And I'm sure it is super busted, but before we get into it, we got to show everyone where they can get it from. So, like FusionGamingOnline.com. My favorite place to get my Tombstone Stairwells, amongst other things. The deal of the week, which is this time 15% off all Secret Lair singles and box sets. Unfortunately, not going to find this Tombstone Stairwell in any Secret Lairs. Not that I know of. Nope, no Secret Lair. It's part of the reserve list, by the way. Part of the reserve list, not going to show up in any Secret Lairs anytime soon. between that and pre-ordering your Marvel superhero cards. Whoop, where I didn't clicked on things by accident. Also, you can get your Secrets of Strixhaven, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and many more cards. Don't forget to support the channel using coupon code Nikachu at checkout to get 5% off all your purchases. And of course, it supports the channel. Thanks so much for everyone that supports the channel through FusionGamingOnline.com. Next, we have the Tombstone Stairwell, 4 mana, World Enchantment. Cumulative upkeep of 2 mana. How can that be good? So how long can that stay alive? At the beginning of each upkeep, which is not going to be too many, if this enchantment is on the battlefield, each player creates a 2/2 black zombie creature token with haste named Tombspawn for each creature card in their graveyard. Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa. Each player creates a 2/2 for each creature card in their graveyard at the beginning of each upkeep? So this triggers every player's turn in a commander game. Okay, that could be crazy. At the beginning of each end step, and when this enchantment leaves the battlefield, destroy all tokens created with this enchantment. They can't be regenerated. So, I mean, what? Do you pair this with, like, some ETB cards or something? I guess you can pair it with ETB cards. Get a lot of value. Death trigger cards as well. So whenever something dies. Or just fill the board with stuff that you want to sacrifice anyway. Sort of combos with that. What's it called? Where was that card? No, not that. Circle of Despair. We found the combo. Sacrifice creature. Oh, I guess I do need the mana to sacrifice the billions of creatures that I had, but still possible. It's actually busted even today. Well, it's got the price tag to acknowledge it. It's like $63. Next, let's take a look at... We got Kano with Jabari's Influence. I was reading that as Jabroni. Don't be a jabroni, Jabari. This is a 5 mana instant. Play only after combat. Gain control of target non-artifact, non-black creature that attacked you this turn. Put a -1/-0 counter on top of it. Okay, so we're gaining... So after we get attacked, after we get smacked in the face, we have the option to gain control of the guy that slapped us. We were like, do you know who you just slapped around here? Pull out my big knife. Or I guess in this case, gigantic sword. But it's got to be non-artifact, non-black. I guess you can't intimidate, like, you know, things that are already dead. Doesn't work out so well. They have nothing to... Why would a zombie or a vampire, like, cower in fear? Cast it before dealing damage. Play only... That says only after combat. We're still in the combat step. Oh, wait. No, that's right. Okay, next up, we got Pacers Fan Forever with Phyrexian Dreadnought. No, we haven't done Phyrexian Dreadnought. This card always came off to me as like just a big clown car of a card. 1 mana 12/12 trample. When Phyrexian Dreadnought comes into play, you gotta sacrifice any number of creatures with total power of 12 or more. Bury Phyrexian Dreadnought. So at what point in Magic history did this card actually become playable or usable? Or was it useless the entire time? I'm assuming the first Stifle effect was literally Stifle, but I don't know if these two cards ever became anything at the time. I understand, like, you know, in pre-modern this has become, like, not even pre-modern, also Legacy has the combo where you stifle the damn thing. When Stifle was made, I know it was completely useless in the beginning. How on earth could you use this anyway? Phyrexian Dreadnought, aka who can break this the fastest? But I just don't know, did it ever see actual play anywhere, like an extended when Stifle got printed? Actually, I don't even know if the Phyrexian Dreadnought was even around and extended when Stifle got printed. Phyrexian Bowser from Mario Kart. Even if you don't stifle it, you can sack it in response to... Oh, for fling. Look at that. Look at that idea. The fling players. They're the first fling target. Maybe Phyrexian Dreadnought has a deep history that I don't know. Originally, it was adopted by the red players before eventually it became found its way into the blue family. Okay, next up, we've got Benjamin Berkey with Purgatory. When it was in standard, it never saw play. I believe it. That card looks stone cold useless. I mean, Wizards seem to make a lot of cards back in the day where they're like, this is not going to see any play. It's completely worthless. But you know what? If somehow, some way, somewhere deep in the future, this can do something, then great. And some of the Phyrexian Dreadnought is one of those types of cards that, with time, aged well. It does not, in my opinion, did not look like a card that would age well, but it did. Can you fling the Dreadnought without sacrificing a bunch of triggers? Well, it has an ETB trigger, right? When it comes into play, you have to sack a bunch of triggers. But in response, you fling. You do in response. Okay, Purgatory. Or is fling's a instant, right? I hope it's an instant. Okay, Purgatory is a 4-mana enchantment. Whenever a non-token creature is put into your graveyard from the battlefield, exile that card. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, you may pay 4 and 2 life. If you do, return a card exiled with this enchantment to the battlefield. That's actually pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. It's put into it has to be from your graveyard, so it's like a self-rest in peace, but you get actually to recast the cards later. And at 4 mana, I don't think that's a bad deal. I don't think that's a bad deal at all. El Raman says, my card is from the wrong set. Please give the dono to somebody else. Parallel Thoughts, great for the blue commander. Oh, you don't have another card? Well, that's okay. We most definitely gotta give you a sort of a losing sound effect. We can donate that to somebody. Let's give the Bab with the Haunting Apparition. Honestly, this looks like a custom Magic the Gathering card. The art doesn't even look Magic. It was just somebody who took it from like a comic book and just slapped it on there. Okay, with 3 mana for a it says Summon Ghost, but they errated it to Spirit. What the hell is this power and toughness? 1 plus star divided by 2? All of a sudden, I gotta do math in my Magic the Gathering game. Come on, I thought this game was limited to adding and subtracting, not division. Although we did see that black card earlier. Okay, flying. Haunting Apparition has power equal to 1 plus the number of green creature cards in target opponent's graveyard. Oh, come on! Come on! This is literally just going to be most... sorry, it has power. Its power is equal to 1 plus... So power equal to 1 plus the number of green creature cards in target opponent's graveyard. Okay, hold on. Then what about the defense? Has power equal to 1 plus the number of green cards, or is the defense the same number, just without the +1? It's 1 plus star power, 2 toughness. Oh, okay, yeah. You know what? I got my math screwed up. It's like one of those super ambiguous simple algebra questions that they give you on the internet, and then the answers people give are like 50-50. Yeah, it's I was reading it differently. I was looking at like 1 plus star divided by 2, which somehow made it a lot more sense to me. But this is not it's not division. It's just the damn dash that we see in all the creatures. When I saw a plus sign, I was going back to my algebra days. I was just falling down that rabbit hole really, really quickly. All of a sudden, the symbols didn't make sense anymore. Judge, I bet I could. Toughness was always 2. I could have otherwise. I bet I could convince my opponent the same thing, though. Isn't this like Tarmogoyf? No! Tarmogoyf is very, very different everything. Okay, next up, we got Z-Man Vader. Hey, Nikachu, I decided to start cataloging the statistics from your AI card videos. Wow, you are crazy! So we will have the stats like most common bingo spaces. How many cards actually vote have flying? It said that's wild. Okay, I'm waiting for the spreadsheet. Okay, next up we have Raznab with the Shimmer. Shimmer. This looks a lot better than the Shimmer in League of Legends. Okay, this is a 4-mana enchantment. As when you play Shimmer, choose a land type. What, like non-basic land? All lands of the chosen type gain phasing. What land types do I have access to? Basic? I think that's all I have like going on in my head. Choose a land. Oh no, or is it island? It's like island, plains, forest, or all those. They're all types. Any land type, anything I can do. What are my options here? Can affect basic or non-basic types, but it must be for a specific type. The chosen type must be an existing land type. See the glossary of blah 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 blah. Mirage Cycle is amazing. It was a different time back then. Oh yeah, okay. Island, mountain, plains, locust, Urza. Oh great. I can screw over the 8-post player. Okay, Shimmer. Looks great. I would say this card is junk though. Only half the time they lose some of their lands, but not all of their lands. This is very bad land destruction. Perhaps the worst land destruction. Prince of Winners with the Forbidden Crypt. Make the Eldrazi player suffer. I think they've already got their big thing in play before I even cast that enchantment. Okay, we have got a Forbidden Crypt is a 5-mana enchantment. Whenever you would draw a card, instead return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Not bad. If you can't, you what the hell? You lose the game. Whenever a card would be put into your graveyard, instead remove that card from the game. So what this card is telling me is you have to build up your graveyard super big, then play Forbidden Crypt, and then you can just draw from your graveyard whatever you want. In theory, it's broken. I mean, in theory, this card could be really, really strong. If you start playing with a very large graveyard, it's like tutoring anything. So let's say I milled more than half my deck. I'm basically tutoring anything I want from my deck, which is my graveyard, into my hand. Who the hell needs my deck anymore? See you later, Raznab. The point is use your graveyard as your deck. I see. I think it's neat. I actually think this is a cool card. It's probably hard to use though. That's the problem with stuff like this. Paces fan forever. Shallow Grave. This is a very good card. Isn't it just straight up Reanimator? 2-mana instant. Instant? Put the top creature card from your graveyard into play as though it were just played. That's insane. This card is absolutely insane. That creature is unaffected by summoning sickness. Remove the creature from the game at end of turn. Oh, it's just a one-time shabam. But if you return, say, something with a great ETB, then it's all good and it's all value. With a major catch, basically unearth. Basically, a little bit different, little restriction. Top card though also you tracking. Just have to get used to it. Yeah, it's Goryo's Vengeance before there was Goryo's Vengeance. Oh no, not Graveyard Order. Hey, look, it happens, people. Got to deal with it. Fan Factor with the Ebony Charm. Okay, I'll say this card is good. Before we move on to Ebony Charm. I think this was first to have mono color charms. Oh, that's a really good point. That could be true. So we have the Ebony Charm, a black instant. Choose one. Target opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. That is laughably bad. Or we remove from the game up to 3 cards in any player's graveyard. That's good. That's really good utility. Or target creature can't be blocked this turn by except by artifact or black creatures. That's probably pretty bad. Never heard of the Ebony Charm. And actually, after reading it, I now know why. But I'll tell you what, that compensates all that, and that is renting with mana traders. If you never heard of Ebony Charm, you never wanted to play with it, that's okay. Don't play with it. Play with the cards that are good. You've heard of many cards. You've seen the tier 1 decks, and now you have access to playing all of them when you're renting them with mana traders on Magic Online. Don't forget to use coupon code Nikachu_AHL for 40% cash back on your 3rd month subscription. Sometimes I wonder how many of you use mana traders. This is not exactly the mana traders-esque crowd, especially a lot of you play on Arena. Giving fear is pretty good if it wins you the game. It's better that it's just permanent fear, not a one-time thing. It's just, yeah, it's until end of turn, unfortunately. Just wants a card. Ventifact Bottle. This doesn't even sound like a real card. It is. What the hell is even going on in this image? It looks disgusting. So 3 mana artifact. Pay 1 and an X tap. Put X charge counters on the Ventifact Bottle. For some reason, you can only use this at sorcery speed. At the beginning of your main phase, if Ventifact Bottle has any charge counters on it, tap Ventifact Bottle and remove all charge counters from it. And to add to your mana pool an amount of colorless mana equal to the number of charge counters removed at the beginning of the main phase. So we charge this up to have a big main phase full of colorless mana. Doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world, but you have to do this at sorcery speed, which is real poop. Sorcery speed, no good. Gillum says, I'm starting to think AI was trained solely on Mirage cards. That's it. The classics. Look, you have to start with the classics, people. Yeah, putting the mana into the bank. But you need to wait in line for 2 hours before you get to a teller, so you can get that mana in that bank. And also, it's probably going to take you then you have to wait a long time to get that mana out. There's probably a big long lineup to the ATM. We have Quill Quacker. Oh, you're running that new Silver Quill Precon. Let me introduce you to Serene Heart. Is this like the counter to that whole precon? 2 mana instant. Destroy all local enchantments. Okay, that probably is a problem. This is good. Oh, no. Sorry. It's destroy all auras. Not okay. When I was reading local enchantments, I thought like, oh, this is all, just regular enchantments. Okay, this is terrible. I think this card's terrible. It's only local enchantments. So what the hell was a non-local enchantment? Just a regular enchantment? So they had like world enchantment, local enchantment? I like how they did call it aura anyway in the end. Oh yeah, I thought local meant not global. That's how I was reading it the first time too. Because we have the world enchantments. They take up the world. I brought this up before, but in wrestling, for some reason, they've got the World Championship and the Intercontinental Championship. And that just sounds like the same damn thing. What the hell? What is the difference between the Intercontinental Championship and the World Championship? It's literally it's the challenging of all the continents. In any case, what makes this local? Like, I would assume the only thing that it could be beyond. Anyway, it's not a global enchantment thing. Global was when it didn't need to go onto something. I suppose so. But they don't call the auras local enchantments anywhere else. Like, I'm not wrong, right? This is like the first time we're all reading this. Is there literally an enchant creature? They're all called enchant creatures. They could have just called it destroy all enchant creatures. Oh no, but but it would not include things like enchant lands. It would not include that. Toilet Duck says undisputed heavyweight champion. If it's undisputed, then what's all the fighting about? World Championship includes the 7 Seas. Okay. Intercontinental doesn't include the seas. Okay, we got Aaron. Says, I'm new here. Welcome. How about Morrow, the bane of us all? Was there Morrow? Oh, is this... oh, this is the Morrow? Hold on. Oh, this is what Mark Rosewater is named after. That seems pretty rude. I didn't know they like were basically making fun of him over here. This is a 4-mana elemental. Morrow's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your hand. What are they insinuating? He's like some hermit in the shrub or something. Reprint Morrow. It's been reprinted a million times. They even made a secret layer out of this damn thing. Hold on, this is... hold on. There's Mirage there. There's the original. This is a Mirage show. Mappius says, yeah, because of enchanting the whole world isn't local. Yeah, I guess not. Next up, we got Mappius with the boomerang. That is bad. Actually, Boomerang's been out since Legends. But here's the, this is the Mirage version. It makes things go boing. Double blue, instant, return target permanent to its owner's hand. And the only advantage over this I wouldn't say only over unsummon, but the main thing this thing can do over most bounce cards from blue is it can bounce the lands. Prince Werner says his name was Morrow because his work email was the first 2 letters of his first name and the first 2 of the last. Oh! Thanks for letting me know. That actually makes a lot of sense. I now know the lore. Morrow creature type is nature spirit in Mirage. Very cute. We got Vec with the final fortune. Final fortune, the double red instant. Taking another turn after this one, you lose the game at end of turn. I still think this card is good though. Look, you just have to make sure that turn lasts. Also, it's possible you know you're dead anyway. So what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose? What, you're gonna lose the game? Don't worry, it's only a game. Okay, we have more Drek with Flash. I wonder if they knew what they were doing back then. And by the way, the original Flash, it's... the only thing that this art has going for it, because for the most part I'm not really in love with it, is that the guy looks like he's sort of taking a selfie. But this is like a weird alien-looking thing in the background. Everything's just very strange in this image. Why does the guy have a cell phone? Where did the cell phone come from? the art confuses me. It doesn't even represent anything Flash based anyway. Flash is busted. Okay, this card did end up being broken. 2-mana instant. Choose a creature card from your hand and put that creature into play as though it were just played. Pay the creature's casting cost, reduced by up to 2. If you cannot bury the creature. It looks like a worm. Is that a worm in the background? I don't know what to describe this. It's like a weird bat alien. Like it's just an unidentifiable weird creature. And this guy's like, holy crap, look at this weird crap I found out in the middle of nowhere. Look what's in my backyard. It came from outer space, like instantaneously. I'm gonna keep it. Wet cell phone, exactly. Well, I don't know. We gotta ask him. He got the cell phone. We did do Shallow Grave already. Abel, does that dragon on Flash have 2 eyes or 4 eyes? Who the hell knows? It could have like, yeah, it could have like a big insect head with multiple eyes. Okay, Toilet Duck with Vitalizing Cascade. Vitalizing. No points for guessing why one would want this card. This is a green-white X instant. Gain X plus 3 life. That could be a lot of life. This is also a good candidate for the, what is it, Adam and Eve show one day. I don't know. I don't know if we should have this Adam or Eve show. It'll bring the wrong audience. Bring all the gooners to my show. Boom, Kindred deck. There is a non-zero chance. There is probably actually a 100% chance that someone's made a deck like that already. That is better than Stream of Life. It is, as long as you're splashing white. You do have to splash the white though. Steve Cooper with Mystical Tutor. We don't do the super obvious. Hold on, let me get the Mirage one. I have the Mirage art actually. We don't do the super obvious cards much. Price range, though, this set is pretty nuts. There's a lot of expensive cards in this set. It's, the set overall aged very well, despite like there's a lot of junk in this set too. Okay, Mystical Tutor, blue instant. Search your library for an instant, interrupt, mana source, or sorcery card. A few of those don't exist anymore. Reveal it to all players. Shuffle your library and put the revealed card back on top of it. Palpatine says, do it. Referring to the Adam and Eve show. No blue with all that water. What? We're all goons for Nikachu. I do not doubt it. I do not doubt that I have. I would, if I were a betting person, I would bet that, you know, greater than 50% of my chat are goons. The crustiest guy in your local game store is running a vitalizing cascade playmat. You know, okay, of all the things you could bring as a playmat, this would probably like be one of the more tasteful things. All right, like there's a lot more like, you know, this actually looks like art. I'm not to offend all the other artists, but like, you know, like tasteful art. It's not intentionally trying to be sexualized. Tressaru, the Final Fortune. No, they have Final Fortune in here too? Or did we look at Final Fortune? Oh no, we looked at it with this one card. Sorry about that, Tressaru. I was like, did they have two take an extra turns and lose the game cards in the same set? Someone to foresee with Waiting in the Weeds. Well, I had no commentary actually on. I had no commentary on Mystical Tutor. Card's broken. I mean, we have it banned in Legacy, restricted in Vintage, banned in Historic, and is one of the reasons why Commander is so consistent. Very, very strong card, even though it doesn't put the card directly into your hand. What the hell am I looking for? Waiting in the Weeds. Waiting in the Weeds? So, who's waiting for who? Based on this art, it looks like this cat is waiting for somebody else, but the other two cats in the background are waiting for it. And then there's a bunch of crap in the background waiting for all three of these guys to show up. So 3 mana sorcery, each player counts the untapped forests he or she controls and puts that many 1/1 green cat creature tokens into play. I assume the cats are the ones in charge around here. Oh, this is the original had a black border. It's got kitties. Yeah, we got some cats in the house. Bryce has not got a card yet. I like Cloak of Invisibility. Because is that how you spell cloak? I don't believe it. I knew it. I knew it. Cloak of Invisibility. I bet it just makes your stuff phase out once every turn. Blue, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gains phasing and cannot be blocked except by walls. If you phase out, you should be able to phase through the damn wall. You should phase through anything. Art Forest generate cats. They bring all the cats to the yard. Oh boy. With Blind Fury. Blind Fury is a 4 mana instant. All creatures lose trample until end of turn. Double all combat damage assigned to creatures this turn. Oh, so it's like a weird combat trick where we just basically double strike everything. Hey there, MTG Gaming Bob. We got anyone else with no card yet? Withering Boon is a fun card to keep in a mono black deck. Withering Boon. Oh, this card is just an absolute banger. 2 mana instant as an additional cost to cast this spell. Pay 3 life to counter target creature spell. Now it's only creatures, but hey, in Commander, the most important cards are creatures. That's why they're the commander. Who has Dick Deriro with Zeralan of the Claw. It's a dragon? No, it's a lizard shaman. What the hell? I guess it's this guy over here. 5 mana for a 3/4, and for 3 mana, tap, search your library for a dragon permanent anyway. We found dragons. I mistook this card for a dragon. Rightfully so, because it finds dragons. Put that card onto the battlefield and then shuffle. That dragon gains haste until end of turn. Oh, but we have to exile at the beginning of the next end step. We just gotta make sure that we tutor out dragons that have substantially more powerful ETBs. I think the card is not bad. 2 mana and 3 life for an off-color counter is really good. Absolutely. Phil Goad. What the hell is this? You super chatted, didn't you? You didn't get a free card, is what you're trying to say. Sirocco. We got 2 mana instant. Target player reveals their hand. For each blue instant card revealed this way, that player discards that card unless they pay 4 life. Target player reveals their hand. For each blue instant card revealed this way, that player discards that card unless they pay 4 life. You know, I would never suspect that this was a blue mage. I would think that they're a red mage. This is like when like an Esper control player, just because of the cape. This is like when an Esper control player sleeves up their entire deck with like red sleeves with like a fireball symbol on it. Basically like a control player in disguise, being sneaky. Very sneaky control player over here. Yeah, what a hate card. Scroll over all my blue cards. You can get this out super fast too. Each blue instant reveal this way, they have to discard unless they pay 4 life, which is pretty good for red. Very 90s art. Oh, unless for some reason this is the red player here. But they look like they're the ones surprised. Yeah, the expression. What is this, some magic trick? This is some David Blaine stuff over here. And with the interrupt distinction, it must have been even more narrow. Oh, for each blue instant card, it was like for each blue interrupt card. I think it was mostly interrupts anyway. Those are the only things that mattered anyhow. I guess it didn't hit Ancestral Recall, protection from Ancestral Recall. He's surprised by the power of the magic spell he cast. Wow, that worked! I didn't think that was going to work. I thought that was going to get counterspelled. Yeah, maybe this is the red mage. Okay, we do have a super chat from Zors. Started in this block. The art is super nostalgic. Thanks so much for the super chat, Zors. We are going to donate that super chat to... Let's give it some love to Abel with the Phyrexian Tribute. The 3 mana sorcery. Sacrifice 2 creatures. Destroy target artifact. Oh god. This is bad. This has gotta be terrible. Basically, sold my soul. We lost 3 cards to blow up 1 artifact. It would have been just cheaper to splash another color to destroy those artifacts. Micom, we've did Lion's Eye Diamond. Wizards attempt to fix Black Lotus. We know they did not fix it. They fixed it very poorly. Is Crystal Vein even in this set? It's like a poor man's Ancient Tomb. Was that Mirage? Oh, it is Mirage. It's Super Mirage. Land, tap, add 1 colorless mana to your mana pool. Tap, sacrifice Crystal Vein to add 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. I always thought this card was complete junk, but based on Magic the Gathering these days, especially in Commander, I mean, it's fine to play this card. It is generally just tapping for a mana like anything else. Does not come to play tapped, but if you really need the mana to ramp out something super powerful, perhaps gain winning, you have that option. Sacrifice it. So actually, I do think this card is very good. Yeah, the black artifact destruction comes at a massive cost. Massive cost. Pavno says, I remember you playing against that one player with all the 2-mana sacrifice lands. I remember something like that too. I can't remember though how far that went. City of Traders boils down to this. You know what? That is not a lie. Dressara doesn't have a card yet. Phyrexian Purge. Let's take a look at the Phyrexian Purge. Gotta purge the Phyrexians. F off, says Teferi. No, said Phyrexia. Phyrexian Purge is a 4-mana sorcery. Pay 3 life per target? Destroy any number of target creatures? Okay, it's a sorcery. The spell costs 3 life more to cast for each target. That's almost fair. Destroy any number of target creatures. So it's for it to be this a one-sided board wipe, you're gonna pay it through the nose. All right, you're gonna pay through the nose. You might even be paying with your nose. The big squig with Infernal Contract. This is also Phyrexian Purge is a very unique card. Infernal Contract. Oh, we did this one. Sorry about that. Okay, I guess we're up to no 2 cards yet. Mapius with the Cadaverous Bloom. Cadaverous Bloom, a combo card, a classic combo card, 5-mana enchantment. Choose a card in your hand and remove it from the game. Add double black or double green to your mana pool. Play this ability as a mana source. I, even to today, don't understand Mike Judge's Cadaverous Bloom deck. Like, I swear to God, when I look at it, it doesn't look like it works at all, ever. Like, it just doesn't look like it can work. It's just too big of a mess of a bunch of random cards. So I'm like really convinced that the only reason it worked for the most part was because he was cheating with it. Yeah, the Mike Long proved you can win with combos with this card. Well, what proved? Problem is that the person who proved this card was good was a cheater, you know? Yeah, the old bloom in your lap. It did actually work back then, so other people could verify that it actually could win games. Okay, next up, we got Steve Cooper with the Dwarven Miner. Dressed like Miner isn't his only job. Is this the turn everything into a plains? Oh, no, it's not. That's a different guy. Dwarven Miner is a 2-mana 1/2. And for 3 mana tap, destroy target non-basic land. I think this card is good. Some might also say Dwarven Miner looks pretty good too. You get to destroy a land every single turn. I think this card's awesome. And also on curve. Like there's definitely a world where if you play this on turn 2 on the play in a lot of format, well, I don't know, maybe not a lot of formats, in the right matchup where they don't have a whole lot of removal, I mean the opponent is they're just gonna die. They're gonna do so. Yeah, Zoolander vibes on the card. Yes, Zoolander vibes. I love Zoolander. I love that movie. I watched it a million times. What's wrong with male models anyway? What is this? A mine for ants? The mine has to be at least this big. Why did they draw him so sexy? I'll never know. Well, they got to appeal to the right audience in Magic the Gathering. That's right. They were forward thinking actually. Forward thinking. Okay, the big squig for a tog. Were a togs here? For a tog. Unless we did, I'm super late. There isn't a tog in Mirage. Is this the first showing of Atogs? 3 mana, 1/2, Atog for a green, sacrifice a forest, +2/+2 until end of turn. This is terrible. This is a supremely garbage card. I know their comments. Doesn't even look that good either. I think Atog is the first Atog. Oh, this is for Atog. That's right. It's the forest Atog. A tog is the first tog. I don't know where that is though. Next we got super chat from Phil Goad. It's a big super chat. Didn't see my first super chat went through, which is why I went free. Bad signal on the way home. Dono to chat. These are 2 donos. Tell you what, one of them is gonna go to Micum. Oh, that's not Micum's thing. Who, didn't you have a card, Micum? Micum with the Chaos Sphere. Ew! The 3-mana enchant world. Creatures with flying cannot block creatures without flying. Okay, you stay on your plane, I stay on my plane. Creatures without flying can block creatures with flying. Hold on, okay. Creatures with flying cannot block creatures without flying. Oh, this is just a huge disadvantage to the ground creatures. It's reversing it. Before the flying creatures, they can block flyers, they can block non-flyers. This is just turning the world upside down. Very weird. I don't know if this card is like actually good. Yeah, it reverses it. The tables have turned, flying creatures. You stupid birds. Mappius says squandered resources and natural resources along with Bloom really help you with getting all the mana to draw enough and win with an X spell. Kinda neat. Saw it at Goldfish's best standard series. But did they win? I should take a look at it. Mercenary with Ancestral Memories. Is this like Ancestral Recall? No! This one had a Merfolk art on it. The OG didn't have one. Oh, but I sort of like this. I sort of like this picture anyway. It's giving me Rishadan. What's it called? Rishada, like sorry, Mercadian Masks vibes. This is a 5-mana sorcery. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. Put 2 of those cards into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Holy mo! This is like dig through time before there was dig through time. It's not even that bad because you put the rest into your graveyard. That's got to be worth something too. You could even, I mean, you could put some bombs in the graveyard because that's what your deck is built around. I think this card's awesome. I would even go so far as say underrated. Look, I've seen enough dig through times where they've actually cast it for 5 mana. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. Micum says, it only took me 15 minutes to come up with a card from this set I wasn't around for. Let's see, like Scryfall, filter sets for Mirage, pick one at random. That's all you gotta do. Okay, next. We got Gillum with the lead. I don't know if this is the lead golem or the lead golem. Is that Karn? It's a spitting image of Karn. It's a 5-mana. It's 5-mana golem. Whenever this creature attacks, it doesn't untap during its controller's next untap tap. So it's like, it's almost like phasing. It's phasing, but just as annoying. But not phasing. It's still there. It gets to watch itself suffer all day. It's like a troll, not like Karn to me. Looks like Karn. This is just Karn in his college days. It's Karn, damn it. I swear to God. Mirage was only 30 years ago. I like making some old heads in chat feel old. Oh my God, makes me feel old. I am Error with Mana War. This came from Visions. Did they have a Mana War in... I don't think they did. This is a Visions card. Disqualified. Disqualifarinos. Oh, we have to have Hammer of Bogarden on the show. The Hammer of Boggy. And I mean, this card was so good. It showed up in the World Championship deck. It was a gold card. Wow, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. What a banger back then. Yeah, so 3 mana sorcery. Hammer of Bogarden deals 3 damage to target creature or player. And for 5 mana, return Hammer of Bogarden to your hand. Use this ability only during your upkeep and only if Hammer of Bogarden is in your graveyard. I can't remember what the circumstances were, but like this was like a money card back in the day. Oh, and as I say that, Mercenary says, used to be worth more than $55. I want to say, like one of my friends had a red deck and like they had to really save up just to own one Hammer of Bogarden. I don't even know if they even bought one. It was so long ago. But yeah, this was a sick card. I mean, because the one frustrating thing you hate as a red player is running out of damage. You know, you run out of cards and then that's it. Well, with Hammer of Bogarden, you were guaranteed to get like damage, maybe not every turn, but you know, every other turn. David Sampson, Crimson Hellkite. Kinda stinky. Maybe very stinky. Say 9 mana, 6/6 flyer, pay X tap. Crimson Hellkite deals X damage to target creature. Spend only red mana in this way to target creature. That's useless. If I spent 9 mana on a 6/6 flyer, I'm just gonna beat down my opponent. I'm not gonna destroy creatures. Screw that. I'm probably already blocking most of them anyway. Rick is like, I pulled one of these as a kid. You could, hey, if you can find some Mirage boosters, you can do that today. $55 at that time must have been a ton. Yeah, it was like $200. And for like the kids that we were back then, that was like working at Burger King for 3 days straight. Yeah, whereas now the game ends before the red player has 5 mana. Yeah, and that's why Hammer of Bogarden is like, it's 68 cents now. Not quite the 55 powerhouse that it used to be. Okay, we'll take a look at one more. We'll look at Benjamin Berkey's Bazaar of Wonders. Oh my god, it's Where's Waldo? Can anyone find Waldo? Can anyone find the wizard? The wizard might be here. So it feels like this is in the wrong set. Like this is not Arabian Nights anymore. Okay, this is 5 mana. When Bazaar of Wonders comes into play, remove all cards and all graveyards from the game. Whenever a spell is played, counter it if a card with the same name is in play or in a graveyard. Whenever a spell is played. Okay, I'm removing everything from the game. Whenever a spell is played, counter it if a card with the same name is in play or in any graveyard. I don't get it! When this thing comes into play, I'm removing all the graveyards. So someone has to play a second spell all over again. This was a recycled art. Really? Strange. MTG used to recycle art from cards that got axed during development from other sets. Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh, so it's not so, it was reserved art. They didn't use it before. It was leftovers, but they found some place for it. This is very strange blue graveyard hate. Dustin Newbie! Okay, well, you didn't get a card. Let's give you a card. Pauper's Cage. Oh, it's if something is cast something that was already on the board. Whenever a player casts a spell, counter if it's a card with the same name. If the same name is in play or in the graveyard. Okay. Still barely is gonna happen. Pauper's Cage, 3 mana artifact. At the end of target opponent's upkeep, if that player has 2 or fewer cards in hand, Pauper's Cage deals 2 damage to him or her. That's actually still not bad. It's like a rack card. Let's make sure they're really low on cards. Is Mirage based on Arabian Nights? I'm not going to say one way or another, but I don't think so. And that be it for today. Thank you very much, everybody, showing up, going down memory lane. We looked at Mirage. And we do that Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tuesdays, Thursdays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks to everyone who supports the show. If you're a patron on Patreon, a member on YouTube, or you super chat to be part of the show, or of course, super chat so other people are part of the show. And thank you so much, everyone here, for your lore and your memories of Mirage. People like Kano, Mercenary, the Big Squig, Mappius. We have Pabno, Steve Cooper, Benjamin Berkey, Micum. We had new people here today. We also had Jess. We have Kevin Lopez showing my teeth. I have beautiful teeth. Many a times. Got me many a dates. You have beautiful teeth, they said. Someone to foresee and many other people. Thank you so much for being here. So as usual, my coffee crew, keep brewing those coffees. We're going to keep brewing up the magic. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you at the next cup.